The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at WrestlingWithJohners.com.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of the Chop Shop. A little bit later on in the evening, of course, because Ring Around the Jabroni came back, so we had to change little time slots here. But we're here. I'm your host, Orlando, and I'm joined by Seven. How you doing tonight, Seven?
I'm doing actually really good. I'm actually really tired, hungry, and, it's a typical Monday.
Of course. It must be Mondays, right?
Yeah, I got the Mondays.
Yes. So we have a few things to get over. We just saw Monday Night Raw, and how did you feel about Monday Night Raw?
I thought it was a pretty good show. I'll be honest, I got a lot of distractions throughout the show just because of work and other things. But
Okay.
from what I was able to catch, it was really good. Like, I enjoyed it. There were some really good matches. There was a lot of story building. I mean, it was a good Raw.
Yes. So, the basis of, some of the stories is it looks like we're going to get Seth Rollins versus Matt Riddle again, because it seems like Matt Riddle is not done with Seth Rollins, which, I don't blame him. What he said to him was kind of controversial. So, I wouldn't blame him that he wants some more.
Right. And honestly, if you think back to Clash at the Castle, sorry, I couldn't think of the name. Clash at the Castle, it was a hell of a match. So, am I upset that I'm going to get around two of those two? Absolutely not. Bring it.
Exactly. And I don't blame it. Like, if they're going to do it at Extreme Rules, it makes sense, give them a no DQ or falls count anywhere type of match, it will make sense for them to fight all over the arena. That would be fun for Pittsburgh to have that type of match,
Yeah.
Of course, Seth Rollins next week, he's going to be wrestling against Bobby Lashley for the U.S. title. That's going to be fun. Can't wait for that.
Wait, who is it? Seth Rollins?
Yeah, Seth Rollins is going to be facing Bobby Lashley. They had a little backstage, little promo thing, and then they set up the match for next week.
I don't know who I want to win. I think
right?
Seth would have to win, so maybe it would. I don't know.
But Bobby's been on a roll. You can't let him lose. Unless if they decide to do is Matt Riddle gets involved and then Bobby doesn't like that and they just do a 3-way, I wouldn't mind that.
That's extremely possible. Oh, yeah, I could see it as a 3-way and then have their feud. When I say their, I mean Riddle and Rollins' feud continue even after that, maybe leading up to Survivor Series or what's next after that? Oh, Rumble maybe.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're still going to do TLC. I don't know if they decided not to do a pay-per-view now in December.
Oh, I'm not sure. I was just thinking more or less of the big ones,
I get you. Oh yeah, tonight we crown new women's tag champs. Congratulations to Damage Control, Io and Dakota. I know some fans are going to be like, what was the point of Aaliyah and Raquel winning? It's just, I think what it is just people complain about, they would have had that match probably the next day or something, At least they gave, Raquel and Aaliyah a run. It was a week and a half, but...
Right. So, I'm not mad. So, okay, here's my thing on it.
Okay.
I don't blame them for putting the belts on Aaliyah and Raquel.
Mm-hmm.
The reason being is because everybody expected it to be Damage Control right off the bat. They're like, oh, these two nobodies that were random, or not nobodies, but these two people who weren't a team previously, is what I meant by nobodies, were put in, and then now they're all the way to the top. It seems like an automatic squash kind of match, right? So yeah, that they took a risk and was like, we're going to put it on them, and then that way it can either certify them as a tag team or whatnot. There's many options that they can go. Yeah, so sorry, I had a text message and it threw me off. Yeah, so I don't think there was anything wrong with it. It also gave Aaliyah a chance to win a belt, even if it was short time, because she's been with, WWE for at least 7 years, and this is barely the first time that we're actually seeing her in prime time. I don't
Exactly.
necessarily even remember her much on NXT Prime. So, I mean, it was a good way to show her, and maybe this was Hunter's way or whoever's way is being like, hey, thank you for your hard work and not just, whatever.
Yeah.
And same thing with Raquel. I think it's another, she's going to be a women's champion sooner or later, probably
Yeah.
sooner rather than later. So I
Yeah.
think that was to help her put another belt on her resume.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Exactly.
know a lot of people are like, oh, it doesn't mean anything. They're flip flopping. They probably, I mean, so. Like,
I mean, because and also this is kind of like the first time that the titles had that, so because they didn't really have like a flip flop in a way. So I mean, like, so and also like we don't even know if like, I mean, honestly, like because they were showing pictures and videos of Sasha Banks and Naomi in New York. They were
mhm.
doing Fashion Week, and then Sasha just did an interview saying like she's wanting to do music and other stuff. So maybe she doesn't want to come back really soon. So maybe they just like, you know what, we need to do a women's division tag team division without them. You know, when they want to come back, they're more than welcome to come back. If they want to be tag teams, they can. If they don't, then we understand. So,
Yeah, I mean, whatever they want to do, it's fine. I mean,
exactly.
they're humans. They are allowed to dream and think of other things that they
Hmm.
want to do. I mean, we don't know the real reason why they left, and we're probably never going to know the full answer. And you know what? As
Exactly.
long as they're happy, WWE is going to be fine no matter what.
Yes.
And it's important for us to realize that
But
there's
I,
time.
but for me, like my heart is full because like at least Sasha gave Naomi some representation,
Yeah.
like gave her like, to help her out, to get some like, some buzz for herself because the woman's been in the game for over 10 years in WWE and she'd never gotten a lot of buzz. I mean, she got buzz when she returned, when she had like her big afro, which was beautiful to show off that beautiful afro that she had in, what was it, 2020, I think it was,
Yeah.
you know? It's
Or
just,
2021. I think it was already when we were in the Thunderdome.
I think so, yeah. But yeah, so I mean, like her, like showing off that, like there were like people, like like a lot of like black artists and black actors and actresses talking about her look because it was just like they never seen like a woman with an afro go out there and wrestle, which is like it's a beautiful thing to see, but you know how some of the racists are, they just like to, you know, they're already pouncing on the new Ariel, which the girl, I'm sorry, she's gonna make me cry when I see that movie, The Little Mermaid.
I am so tired of people being so sensitive about
I
people
know.
representation. Like, anyways, we're going way off topic on
Hmm.
this, but like, come on.
Johnny Gargano came back. He had an excellent match with Chad Cable. I just love that match so much. I mean, like that. I think that's probably what Triple H wanted to do, just give him like a good wrestler, which Chad Cable has been an MVP since Triple H took over. Like he's been having some great matches with like Dolph Ziggler, AJ Styles, you know, Mustafa Ali. They've been having some good banger matches. So
He's so talented, and unfortunately, a lot of times because they don't uh, fit a certain a certain mold
mhm. Yes,
and
Mo.
thing, they they don't get the representation that they need. It's no secret that Vince McMahon liked giants. It didn't
Hmm.
matter if they could wrestle. He just liked it for storylines and be impressive, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Uh, so yeah, I mean, we all knew Chad was absolutely amazing, and I'm finally glad that he's able to showcase it. I just hope they continue, and I hope that they keep the roster at a smaller size. That way, they can feature those type of wrestlers instead of
Yeah.
putting them in, gimmick situations. I
Hmm.
mean, have we seen the 24-hour title lately?
No. I mean that's one of PW insiders reporting that they're saying like Veer Mahan's like push has been halted because they don't have anything for him, and also for the 24/7 division. So
Yeah.
I
So,
mean it's unfortunate because like I think like our truth, he's very like he's a funny character. Like he's really great. I
mhm.
think he just needs to do something else. I don't know. But I mean we'll see like what they decide to do. I mean if he wants to be a producer, I mean let him be a producer for some of the for the 24/7 division. That would be fine. Or if they want to get rid of it, I understand that as well. So we'll see what happens. Of course, Omos wrestled. And you said to us in the chat, like we have a little private little chat, guys, that you knew one of those wrestlers. Do you want to fill us in?
Yeah. So Jordan Oasis was, I think they called him something else, but Jordan Oasis was there. Also, Guillermo Rojas was there. He posted something that he was backstage. Um, I know Guillermo a little bit more. I don't know. I didn't see him, so maybe he's doing something on main main event. I don't know. Um, I don't really know Jordan that much, except for the one time that we met at the first Defy show that I was doing ring crew at. He was really nice to everybody. I don't have any like stories or anything.
Okay.
He was really nice to us. He hung out with our crew for a little bit, and while we were waiting for the show to start. So yeah, I mean, he was a nice guy. Would I think he would remember me if I was to go up and shake his hand? Maybe, I don't know. But like, yeah, it was really cool to see somebody that's from the Pacific Northwest be represented. He was also, very importantly, to mention, he was trained by Buddy Wayne, which is the father to Nick Wayne, who's completely insanely amazing at what he does.
Yes. You guys go ahead and check that out. Hopefully we'll probably get some interviews with those people in the future. So check it out in the future. Can I just say I just love Rhea Ripley. Like she's calling herself Poppy, and like I could tell that she's Poppy. You like
Yeah, nobody's questioning it. That's what I love about that character.
I know.
Like, I 100% feel like she is just Daddy or Poppy, Like,
exactly.
It's amazing.
Exactly. And like, like Dom is a new man right now. I mean, like he got some new music. I mean, he actually wrestled not so bad. I mean, technically he was wrestling a legend in Edge, but like he was wrestling as a heel, and I think I like him wrestling as a heel. What do you think?
He's gonna do great with whatever he's gonna be throwing at. When he was the young kid that was being brought up for SummerSlam, which I'll never forget because that was the first SummerSlam that all of us as Buckle Bomb was around, and I think we all watched it together. So that pay-per-view, weirdly enough, is very nostalgic for me, and I remember that match very well because we all were like, "Oh shit, he's really good."
Yes, he is.
So yeah, it's nice to see him doing something different. I will say that it's always easier to be a heel. I could never ever be a face. I wouldn't know what to do. So I like that he's able to go into it, into his character.
Yeah, I think he just needs to work on the character portion of it because he's too emo. Like he's just like looking down, like all serious, and then just like doing like this thing. I was just like, come on, you could do better than that, Dom.
I mean, he did get some Latino heat.
Of course, like they should run that back. I'm sorry, they need to run that back. Be like, my real dad is Eddie Guerrero, and then fans will remember that. That would be nostalgic right there. So I mean,
could you imagine the heat? But at the same time, I don't know. It almost
I mean, he will get cheered for it though. I mean, because everybody's like saying, "No, you're Eddie's son."
Yeah.
So yeah, but of course, in the main event, he like wrestled Edge, and then Rhea was there. I need Beth Phoenix to come and take her out. Like, when is that match? I mean, that's what everybody wants: Beth Phoenix versus Rhea Ripley. Come on, Edge.
So okay, so I want to see that just as a fan, like nothing else. I absolutely love Beth Phoenix because for most of her career, I wasn't watching wrestling. I only saw her for like maybe her first year in WWE, and I didn't know much of her. So with that being said, like I saw when she began, I saw when she broke her jaw from Victoria, or I think
she's so tough that she finished that match. I was like, damn.
Yeah, and she didn't even know that it was broken at the time. That's legend shit right there.
Exactly.
So the few times that I've started watching in like 2020, I've seen her in the Royal Rumble. I want to see more. I want to see a lot of the legends come back. I think that, we have people of color that are barely being represented in WWE. Let's bring people of age. It shouldn't just be the guys who are, wrestling in their 40s to their 50s.
And I'm sorry, some of these women, they could probably still go, like, you know, Trish Stratus, Kelly, Tori Wilson, Beth Phoenix, Lita, like, you know, like they didn't have a chance to actually have like meaningful matches in their time. So, like the match with Lita versus Becky Lynch, I love that match, and she even said in interviews that she loved that match. So, you know, she could still go. So.
And you know, I'm going to be sad if she does retire. I do think it's like, now's your time, girl. If you're gonna make a comeback, let's go. Yeah, I mean, Mickie James, look, she's better than she's what, 42 maybe?
42, 40. I think she just turned 43 actually. So
yeah, so she's 43. I think she's going to retire on her 25th year.
That would make sense.
Yeah, but look at how, I mean, she is 10 times better now than she was when she first started TNA, which, by the way,
still looks amazing. She still looks amazing. It's just,
oh my gosh, she's so gorgeous. But I mean, Mickie, I know we're talking about Impact, and I'll get off of the subject as soon as I say this, but Mickie James is absolutely 10 times better than she was when she was in TNA. And that's not like a knockoff on her. She was absolutely stunning when she was her first round of TNA, when she was with Raven in his flock. Like, she had some really banger matches for that time period. So like, she's just improving. She's like fine wine, or no, fine cheese. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, it's fine wine. It's called fine wine. And never say that you ever want to talk about Impact, because that you know, it's a little place in my heart for Impact Wrestling. Please, everybody, watch Impact Wrestling, anyways.
You know, honestly, I hate the way that they film and how they put the shows together. That is one thing.
It's just that they just need a better TV deal. They need a better like venues to film, and you know, it's unfortunate. Like, you know, now I'm hoping that maybe like in the future they can get like a streaming deal or something that could help them. I mean, if you guys ever want to watch Impact, they do have like the YouTube you know, fan club thing where you could just like watch for $1.99. You could watch every new episode, which is not so bad, you know.
No, it's amazing. It's awesome, and you get some old pay-per-views. Like, it's $1. It's less than $2.
Exactly.
I actually have that because I also I have two things for Impact, and I'm not even the biggest. I spend way too much money on wrestling TV. But
trust me, don't worry about it. I understand.
I have the YouTube, the $1.99, so I can watch it currently. The idea is because I hate when things are spoiled for me. If I already know the outcomes, for me, I'm like, it doesn't matter to me anymore to watch it, right? Because I like that enjoyment of where, like, oh, I'm so into a match, I'm kicking out, that kind of thing, right?
Right.
I forgot where. Oh, and then I also have Impact Plus. So like, get both of them. They're still, even with both of them, it's still under $10, right? And you get every single pay-per-view that they've ever had, including the Asylum years, which I'm still on in October of 2020 or 2003. Like, and they also have just some old matches, or I think they have indies shows on there. Like, just check it out. It's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a long rant about Impact for a WWE show.
No, don't worry about it. Anyways, back to WWE. So now, the biggest news that was coming out is Braun Strowman is back in WWE. So he returned last week. He went ahead and attacked a match that happened, and then he went to SmackDown, and it seemed like the reports are saying he's going to be a SmackDown superstar, which makes sense because Roman is on SmackDown, so you know he's going to be the champ. How did you feel when you heard about Braun Strowman being back? Your face right now.
He's back.
I mean, he looks good though. He looks better. He looks in great shape, I have to say. You know. Anyways, so Roman is there was reports saying that Roman Reigns may not be defending his title until maybe Crown Jewel. So unfortunately, the deal that Vince McMahon has done for Roman is still taking effect. So we're not going to have a champion until, I don't know when Cody's going to return, or if they want to use somebody else for Roman to face. You know, so we'll see what happens there.
Wait, they've got to give it to Drew.
I mean, I thought they were going to give it to him in the castle, but I mean, like it's depending on how they're going to go because, of course, Drew is going to be in a program with Karrion Kross. So, I mean, are they going to have them face against Roman? I mean, I just don't know. I mean, at this point, that after Drew won, every podcast that I've heard, they're now saying that Cody is going to be the one that's going to defeat Roman once he returns. You know.
I don't want that. I think it should be Drew. I think Drew deserves it.
I mean, I agree with that.
The next day, but he deserves to win in front of a big crowd.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I mean, it's just there's just like it's just I don't like right now. Triple H, what he's trying to do is trying to rebuild everything. He's rebuilding the tag division. He's rebuilding certain people. So it's taking some time. Which the shows has been great. I mean, SmackDown this past week pulled in 2.307 million viewers, which is the highest that SmackDown ever has gotten since their debut on Fox, which was 3 years ago. So, so
I remember SmackDown debuted on UPN. I watched.
I remember that. I remember that. And with the fist, I missed the fist. That was so much fun.
No, it wasn't the fist yet. It was the.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, it was like the round, like oval kind of screen and stuff.
That still to this day, I don't even know why I like it so much, but to this day, it's still my favorite. Although I did like the fist, that's still my favorite stage. It looks so like outer space. Like it was awesome. I'm a huge whore or stage whore.
Right.
So yeah, I miss it.
Yeah. So tomorrow is NXT 2.0's anniversary for being NXT 2.0. So 1 year to the day. So how did you feel about the 1 year anniversary, like the whole year of NXT 2.0?
It was hard to get used to because I really loved the gold and black brand.
Yeah, of course.
To me, that was the mecca of what pro wrestling was. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I can have an unbiased reaction to it because even to this day, I still prefer the black and gold brand because to me it was more indie feel with a hot crowd, right? Mm-hmm. And here I feel it's very studio, very... it's almost like watching a planned TV show. It doesn't have the same authenticity.
On text, I can't even say the word.
I know,
but I get what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Of it. So I like it, but I don't see it as NXT. I think it's serving what it's supposed to do, though. I will say that. I mean, they're supposed to build the new stars, or this is how they're getting exposure. And don't get me wrong, we're getting some hell of a good matches. Like, I remember us recently watching NXT together, and we were watching. It was the main event, Lights Out, I think, with Wendy and I can't remember.
Wendy Chu and Tiffany Stratton, I think it was. Yeah.
Like that was that was to me a black and gold type of match, and I think they did amazing with it.
Yeah. I mean, even though it was kind of gimmicky, but like I have to say, like the people that like stand out, of course, Braun Breaker. Hopefully he'll go with the last name Steiner once they give him that name. Of course, Carmelo Hayes. He's going to be a mega star. That guy. The Creed brothers are just great tag team. They just need a little bit more, and then they will be into the stratosphere. I feel they have the wrestling. It's just the character work.
Yeah, and you know what? It's not even so much that. I think my biggest complaint is the staging and the lighting and the colors.
Right.
I know, like you can judge me for this. Everybody, like it's fine. I understand how stupid this sounds. I don't hate it though. I actually really like it when I'm watching it. I'm very invested. I like vibrant colors. But when I think about it, I'm like, It makes it seem almost like a Playhouse type thing. When I think about it, when I'm watching it aesthetically, it's beautiful. Except change the blue ring ropes. I hate it. I don't know why. I just hate it. It
That's
worked for SmackDown, but
yeah. I mean, that's a Shawn Michaels type of thing. Hopefully, they may change it because now I don't know if they're going to change their look because now they're going into a 1 year anniversary. I think once Triple H decides how each brand is going to look differently, we'll probably get a gist of it. Right now they just got in the groove of it, with the stars that they have. So we'll see how they're going to change it. And so, they did announce on Raw that tomorrow it's going to be the Pretty Deadly versus the Creed Brothers in a steel cage match for their 1 year anniversary. So that's going to be fun. hmm So I'm just wondering if the traitor Kemp is he gonna try to do something and
absolutely.
yeah. If I'm just thinking like I think maybe he needs to bring his brother in. Like bring in your brother Gable Stevenson to help you out. I mean I get he was on Raw, but you could bring him on SmackDown. You could bring him on NXT. Like they're bringing in stars from like Raw and SmackDown to NXT. That helps. I mean Ricochet's there.
Ricochet's match with Carmelo Hayes was absolutely amazing.
My God, they had great chemistry. Like you can tell. Oh, what happened?
Oh, I heard a noise, and I thought I couldn't tell if it was my dog or some other spooky shit.
What is up with your neighborhood? You're hearing noise every single night.
Not generally, no. No, what it sounded like was because the kitchen is wood floors, and I thought I heard the dog, like his nails hit the thing, but I think it was the AC in my bedroom that he was probably like stretching and hitting.
Oh, okay. Bad doggy, bad. Okay. So, of course, they did announce one match for Extreme Rules, which will be Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey. I'm okay. So I'm thinking Ronda. She did say in an interview she does not want a title. So I'm hoping that she's saying no to winning the title. But now the question is how Liv is gonna win the match.
I think it would do Liz a disservice. Also, you gotta stop putting her with MMA girls. Like, it just seems like it's one after the other, which I guess there's nothing wrong with it because Shayna is absolutely amazing in that match. Like those girls, I felt bad for them because they absolutely had to go on after one of the best matches of the year. So the crowd was a little dead. But if it was like it could have been a main event of SmackDown or Raw, and I think it would have been absolutely amazing. I think the fans would have jumped on it. But Shayna has a little bit more in-ring experience than Ronda, I feel. So it was easier for Shayna to do a pro wrestling match with Liz and make it really good. My concern is that Ronda doesn't have the same type of experience as Shayna, and I'm a little worried that the match may not go as smooth as it did.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
By the way, I'm not downing Ronda whatsoever. She does great in the ring, but
Yeah. I mean, but imagine like if they decide to have Ronda and Shayna as a tag team. Now that's somewhere you could build a women's tag division around them. So that'd be fun. So
yeah.
it's all depending. Like on also like if Liv Morgan retains, then at least she'll have like some people she could face, like Sonya. I mean, even though Sonya was on Raw tonight, she had still some beef with Bianca. I don't know why she was on Raw, but that didn't make any sense. But anyways, but she could still face Liv for the title. Of course, Lacey Evans, she's back. We'll see what happens.
They need to give Shotzi a decent shot.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a hard time watching SmackDown. I just don't have the ability to always watch SmackDown. It's usually something else, or I'm going to a show, so I don't always get to watch it. But from what I've seen, Shotzi's just kind of being a fill-in when realistically she's probably one of the best women wrestlers that the E has. So I hope that they give her a lot more camera time so she can take off.
We got a comment from Caleb, our number one fan. Thank you very much, Caleb. We see rematch Ronda versus Liv Morgan for SmackDown Women's Championship Extreme Rules. Yes, exactly. Now it's going to be depending on what kind of match is going to be. Is it going to be no DQ? Is it going to be steel cage? Is it going to be like what kind of match are they going to do? So
I quit.
you really think they're going to do an I Quit match?
Well, I mean, think about it. That would be the best type of match. It's about submissions and.
I mean, I can understand a submission match. Excuse me, my words are being tongue tied.
I think we're both really tired.
Yeah, exactly. It's Monday, so. But yeah, I mean, a submission match, I could see that. I mean, no DQ. I mean, I also saw a fan theory on Twitter saying, like, imagine Adam Pearce costing Ronda the match. I mean, that would be smart right there. I mean, but then that would probably affect Liv. I mean, do you want to do that I mean,
Liv needs to retain to make her a serious competitor.
Yeah, because also, like, it's depending on if Bianca's going to lose to Bayley. That's another thing, because just like,
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't see Bianca losing the title yet. I think it would be too soon, and especially to give it to Bayley. I think it's a little too soon, and that's not a knock on Bayley. I just, as far as storytelling, I think it would be a little too soon. Do I think Bayley's going to get it soon? Absolutely, but I think it's going to be pushed back a little bit.
We'll see. We got another comment from Caleb. Triple H is doing stage match for championship is be smart idea. I mean, yeah, I mean, like, he is trying to present, like, the U.S. title and the Intercontinental title as, like, an important title. Like, Gunther versus Sheamus had a great match at Castle. Next week, Lashley versus Rollins is going to be a banger. So I'm excited for that. So, And I also like the fact that he's creating stables. Like, now we have Imperium, we have the Bruising Brutes. Soon we'll have Legado del Fantasma coming up to the main roster, I'm hoping. Damage Control, So there's, like, a lot of factions that are happening, which I like.
Yeah, and I think factions are really important. I mean, look at New Japan. Look at AEW does a lot. I mean, I think the whole roster is part of a faction. I'm a big fan of it because it always gives somebody something to do. Exactly. Even if they're not in a match, they can still be at ringside. And I think it's really important. I think representation for a wrestler, just because you don't have a match doesn't mean that you don't have a spot on the show. And I think that is super, super important.
Of course. I mean, yes. So, I mean, it's just time will tell. And also, like, with some people that are not getting some TV time, it's just, I think, like, he's trying to get the groove of things. So we'll just see what happens, Oh, Caleb made another comment. Seth Rollins is joining. No, I don't see Seth Rollins joining the Bloodline. No. I mean,
that'd be interesting, though.
I'm sorry?
That would be interesting.
That would be. But, I mean, Seth Rollins wants more the title than being in a faction. I mean,
yeah, but I will say that Seth Rollins does not need a title. Like, he's one of the few. He's like Kevin Owens, in my opinion. They're both like goats, right? Greatest of all times, because I just don't see them needing it to be stars. So.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. And of course, let's end on this type of note. So there is reports. Now, since we went from talking from WWE to Impact, let's talk a little AEW, which is the Young Bucks sending out feelers to WWE talent to see if maybe they'll join WWE. So, what say you about this?
Wait, repeat it? I don't think.
So they sent feelers, like feelers,
like the Bucks sent
the Bucks did to their friends that are WWE talent to see if WWE is interested in them.
I don't see it happening because Cody and the Young Bucks didn't get along while they're in the same company. So I don't, depending on how much pull Cody has, I don't know. I don't see it happening. Also, do you think that the Young Bucks would get the same attention or the same type of accolades in E that they would in AEW. I don't think so.
Well, Caleb is saying like Elite versus the Bloodline. I choose Elite. I mean, I get what you mean there. Here's my thing. Before AEW started, Triple H was trying to sign the Elite, which was Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. So there was a feeling, so they do have interest in them. But I'm thinking also they wanted to sign them so that way they didn't create AEW. So now that AEW is created, and then, I mean, think about it. Like WWE getting Cody Rhodes is like they got a former EVP. Now, if Triple H is able to get the Bucks, that's like three EVPs in WWE that he got from their competition in a way.
But they're also known as trouble. They're not like.
But I mean, if you set out some rules to them, I mean, they'll probably. I mean, look, Triple H, he knows how it is to be anti-establishment. I mean, D-Generation X, come on now. So he knows. Him and Shawn Michaels know. So I mean, I think they'd like a little bit of disrespect every now and then, so they understand that. So
maybe. I mean, I'm here for it if they do.
Thank you, Caleb, for agreeing with me. Thank you.
How do you know it was for you? He didn't say it was for you. I don't know. I mean, I think you're right. He probably was agreeing with you. Right. I don't know if they would be happy in the E, but at the same time, are they happy in the A right now? No.
No. But here's the thing: is it's like they don't know until they go. Like, who was it that said? Like, who was it that they said they didn't want to go, but then they went and they enjoyed it. Somebody did say it. There was a few people that said, like, they didn't want to go to WWE because, they thought that they were going to change them or something, but then they went and then they were very, like, I think it was AJ Styles. I think AJ Styles said, like, he never thought he would be in WWE. He actually didn't want to go to WWE. Of course, Matt Jackson convinced him to go. He went and then he became a big star. He won the WWE championship, which he never thought. And, he got along with Vince McMahon. So you never know. I'm sorry?
No, I was agreeing with you. Yeah.
I mean, you never know. Like, I mean, of course, there's horror stories of some people. I mean, that's unfortunate.
I mean, I agree. I think you're honestly just never gonna know until you go there. I don't know.
Look, Tony Storm went, and then she saw how it was. She didn't like it, and then she left. So there's nothing wrong with that. So
yeah, I mean, I'm totally okay as long as you can get released from your contract. I think you're fine.
Exactly. Now look, Caleb saying AJ Styles being an elite is my question. I don't know. A fan asked him if he wanted to go to All Elite. He said no. He said his friends should come to WWE. So no. I mean, like, he's still probably good friends with the Bucks and Omega. So
also, I mean, AJ is probably going to retire with the E.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, he's happy there. He says that he's happy there. He kind of does what he wants, and he still can go. He's another one that's part of the older generation and still able to keep up with people. So
exactly. So I mean, look, like, the Bucks have Kenny Omega. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn as their friends. I think they were good. I think they were buddies with Seth Rollins. I mean, it's been probably years since Seth Rollins and the Bucks were together. So I mean, Seth Rollins wants Kenny Omega to be in WWE. So I mean, like, I'm just saying to them is, like, you never know. Of course, you heard horror stories from other people. You heard about what happened to them, but other people have great success stories. I'm just saying, so you never know.
Absolutely.
Okay, I think we'll end it right there. Thank you very much to everybody that has joined us. Please don't forget to like and subscribe this video and also all of our other videos. Soon enough, we'll probably be doing the After Elite show coming this Wednesday to see who's going to be winning the tournament.
What tournament?
For the championship.
Wait, are they counting today or tomorrow?
No, not tomorrow. They're just who's going to be in the finals. I meant, sorry.
Oh, no. I don't know if I watched Rampage or. Yeah,
we'll probably get Sammy Guevara won in Rampage, so he's going to face Jon Moxley this Wednesday.
Nice. That'll be a good match.
Yes, it will. Alrighty, guys, don't forget to follow our page on Facebook, on Twitter. Go ahead and give us a follow there as well. And also, we do have our Patreon up on the descriptions here. Do you have any final thoughts, Seven, that you would like to give?
No, so we have some things coming up for Timber Pro Wrestling. We're probably going to do some merch. We're probably going to do a live stream where you can get cool stuff or buy some cool stuff. We had a show scheduled for this Saturday, but if you don't know, we are on fire. The West Coast is on fire again, as we generally are. But it caused Timber to kind of have to hold off on shows for a minute, so we want to make sure that they get our support and get back up and running.
Yes. Please support your local wrestling companies. Alrighty, guys, thank you very much for joining, and hopefully we'll see you next time next week. Bye, guys.
See you Wednesday too.
Yes.